a good day. Hope everybody is doing fine and safe in their homes. So for today, we're going to discuss to you about the famous astronomers and their contributions to astronomy. So without further much ado, let's start. So first on the list is Nicholas Copernicus, who is known for his heliocentric model. So who really is Nicholas Copernicus? So Nicholas Copernicus was an astronomer and was instrumental in establishing the concept of a heliocentric solar system in which the sun rather than the earth is the center of the solar system. So the illustration that we can see here is the heliocentric model, which is derived from the word helios meaning sun. So though his theory was viewed as revolutionary and met with controversy, Copernicus was the first astronomer to propose a heliocentric model.
Aristotle is one of the Greek astronomers. He is called the grandfather of science. His contributions in astronomy is that he believed in geocentric universe and that the planets and stars were perfect sphere, though Earth itself was not. Aristotle believed that the Earth was the center of the solar system. Aristotle was correct in his surmise that the Earth was a sphere. He pointed to the shadow cast by the Earth and the Moon during the lunar eclipse, and positions of the stars in the sky change as it travels more to north or south, as proof of that speculation. He further thought that the movements of the planets and stars must be circular, since they were perfect, and if the motions were circular, then they could go on forever.
Galileo Galilei was recognized as the father of modern science, in which he made an important contribution in the field of physics, astronomy, cosmology, philosophy, and even in mathematics. When we heard about Galileo Galilei, the first thing that came out in our mind was about his telescope. Actually, he was not the one who invented the telescope, but he was the one who improved it and first used it to systematically observe celestial objects and record his discovery. With the use of his telescope, he was able to describe the moon, in where he found out that the surface of the moon it is not smooth, even, and perfectly spherical, but on the contrary to be even, rough, and crowded with depression and bulges. The next one is we have the moons of Jupiter, in where over successive night revealed 4 star-like objects in a line with it. Galileo correctly inferred that this Jupiter and orbited is just as our moon orbits Earth. The next one is we have the sunspot. So Galileo observed dark regions that appeared to move across the surface of the sun. So the next one is we have the appendages of Saturn, in where Galileo was the first one who gazed at, and to his surprise, he saw a pair of objects either side of it, and he sketched them as separate spheres and wrote that Saturn appeared to be triple-bodied.
Johannes Kepler. He was born on December 27, 1571 at Germany and died on November 15, 1630 at Regensburg. Kepler was a German astronomer who discovered 3 major laws of planetary motion. First is the heliocentric. It means the planets move in elliptical orbits with the sun at one focus. Second is the area law. Area law is the time necessary to traverse any arc of planetary orbit is proportional in the area of sector between the central body and the arc. The third is the harmonic law. He stated that there is an exact relationship between the squares of the planet periodic times and the cubes of radius of the orbits. But Kepler himself did not call these discoveries as law, as would become customary after Isaac Newton derived them from a new and quite different set of general physical principles. He regarded them as celestial harmonies that reflected God's design for the universe. Kepler's scientific work was centered first and foremost on astronomy. The subject, as then understood, the study of the motions of the heavenly bodies, was classified as part of a wider subject of investigation called the science of the stars.
Claudius Ptolemy. an Egyptian astronomer, poet, geographer, and mathematician. He developed a geocentric model based on Aristotle's model that was accepted by the scholars for almost 1,500 years. His geocentric model proposed that the sun, moon, and the planets revolve around the earth. Even if his theory was concluded as wrong, he still had a significant role in science through his famous book Almagest, the only surviving ancient work in astronomy. He was also the one to express the brightness as magnitude and was considered as the first astronomer to make a scientific maps of heaven. He recorded longitude and latitude for 8,000 locations. He also developed a catalog listing 48 constellations of stars, and he showed the world as a globe with north on the top and east on the right. With his works, he enabled other astronomers to make accurate prediction of the planet positions and the solar and lunar eclipses. Stephen William Hawking, an English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, author, and professor. Even if he was contracted amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, an incurable degenerative neuromuscular disease, he still continued to contribute in the field of science, where he postulates that the universe has no limits and works with space-time singularities. His theoretical predictions state that the black hole emit radiation, also called Hawking radiation, until they exhaust their energy and finally explode. He also suggested the formation of black hole following the Big Bang, numerous objects containing as much as 1 billion tons of mass but occupy only the space of a proton. His three theories are quantum cosmology, M-theory, and a tropic principle. He wrote different books relating to science, like his bestseller entitled A Brief of Time, From Big Bang to Black Hole in 1988. His goal was simple. It is to give complete understanding of the universe, why it is and why it exists at all. That will be all, and thank you for listening.